according to the latest news from CNN. April 11, 2024, Texas. A powerful storm system swept through the southern United States on Tuesday, bringing heavy rain, strong winds, and violent hail, causing power outages to tens of thousands of homes and businesses and causing severe property damage. This low-pressure system originated in the Gulf of Mexico and slowly moved to the southern states of the United States on Monday, causing the Delta region of Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas to be hit by violent hail. The system is expected to continue moving eastward on Wednesday, extending its impact to the Gulf Coast, Mid-Atlantic, and Midwest, according to the National Weather Service. Texas Governor Greg Abbott urgently launched an emergency response plan on Monday, mobilizing multiple departments including the National Guard, Department of Transportation, and Forest Service to prepare for the incident. In his statement, Abbott called on local people to pay close attention to weather dynamics and be fully prepared for possible flooding, tornadoes, and storm damage. Residents of South Texas were hit by violent hail that lasted for several hours Tuesday night, with hailstones as big as golf balls shattering car windows, damaging roofs, and knocking out power lines, leaving more than 87,000 homes and business blackouts. Austin, the capital of Central Texas, has been particularly hard hit. The local meteorological department said that the city experienced a large-scale hailstorm that lasted for several hours on Tuesday night. Hailstones were as large as golf balls and ravaged the local urban area. The hail smashed my living room window and my car window. It was really scary, said Martin Fernandez, who lives in downtown Austin. I hurriedly hid inside because I was worried that I would be hit. It was a mess outside, with broken glass and ice everywhere. At the same time, a large amount of hail also severely damaged local people's cars. Many car windows were smashed and the car bodies also suffered serious dents. A staff member from a local auto insurance company said their phones have been ringing non-stop with thousands of car owners seeking emergency repairs. Our parking lot is full of smashed cars. It's really a mess. Tens of thousands of cars were damaged in downtown Austin alone, and now we've received thousands of insurance claims, the job said. Officials said this may be the worst hail disaster in the history of this area. More than 87,000 homes and businesses across the south, along eastern Texas and western Louisiana, experienced massive power outages late Tuesday night. The whole neighborhood was plunged into darkness, and even the street lights were out. We could only rely on flashlights and candles for lighting, said Sarah Jackson, who lives in East Texas. It was still hailing outside, and we had to stay waiting for power to be restored at home. Dozens of maintenance teams from the local power company are working hard to repair the damaged power grid, but power is not expected to be fully restored until noon on Wednesday. People affected by the power outage are anxiously waiting for the power to be restored, and their lives have been seriously disrupted. No power means no cooking, no heating, no way to charge our phones. Our family can only huddle up in blankets to keep warm. Fortunately, we have backup power, Jackson said. I really hope the power is restored soon, we just can't stand it. Such a life. The violent hail attack not only caused widespread power outages and property damage, but also seriously affected local transportation. At the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Dallas-Fort Worth, more than 40 flights were canceled and about 440 flights were delayed on Tuesday. Our originally scheduled flight was canceled, and now we can only wait in the airport, not knowing when we will be able to take off, said passenger Tom Jenkins from Ohio. The airport is crowded, and everyone is anxiously waiting for the weather to improve. Thank you for liking, leaving comments, subscribing and turning on the little bell. We will update every day. It is reported that due to the severe weather, flights in central Georgia and the Florida Panhandle, as well as northern Arkansas and parts of Tennessee, are also expected to be disrupted on Wednesday. This is so bad. I was planning to go home today, but I didn't expect to be stuck here. We all hope that the weather will improve soon so that we can reach our destination as soon as possible, said another stranded in Dallas-Fort Worth, said Lisa Brown, a passenger at the airport. According to the latest forecast from the National Weather Service, this powerful low-pressure system originating from the Gulf of Mexico will continue to affect the southern United States in the next few days. We are closely monitoring this system, which is expected to spread to the Gulf Coast, Mid-Atlantic, and Midwest by Wednesday, a spokesman for the Weather Service said. The region will face heavy rain, strong winds, hail, and tornadoes threaten. The Weather Service warned that the entire South Texas will be under a severe thunderstorm watch from Tuesday night into early Wednesday. The risk of flooding is highest in the Texas Panhandle Tuesday night, while the South Central region faces the greatest risk Wednesday. Large hail, damaging wind gusts, and isolated tornadoes are all major threats to this system. We call on local people to pay close attention to weather dynamics and be prepared for disaster prevention, a spokesman for the meteorological department said. Only by taking necessary precautions, this can minimize casualties and property losses. In the face of this severe storm sweeping across the South, Texas Governor Greg Abbott once again called on local people to remain cautious and prepare for disaster prevention. As severe weather, including severe thunderstorms and large hail, begins to impact the state, Texas is ready to provide every available resource needed to assist local communities, Abbott said in a statement. Everyone is urged to pay close attention to weather dynamics and take necessary safety precautions. Abbott also said the state government has mobilized multiple state entities, including the National Guard, Department of Transportation, and Texas A&M University Forest Service to prepare for flooding, tornadoes, and storm damage. We are doing our best to respond to this serious situation and ensure the safety of people's lives and property. I call on all Texans to remain vigilant, follow the guidance of the authorities, and get through this difficult time together, Abbott said. This powerful low-pressure system originating from the Gulf of Mexico has already caused serious damage to the southern United States, but it is expected to continue to move eastward in the next few days and further expand its impact. The meteorological department and local governments are paying close attention to the development of the situation and call on the public to be fully prepared for disaster prevention to minimize casualties and property losses. Hail is a common extreme weather phenomenon. Its formation process is very complex and involves many disciplines such as atmospheric physics and meteorology. First of all, the key to the formation of hail lies in strong convective activities and sufficient supply of water vapor in the air. In tropical or temperate climate conditions, strong surface heating will trigger strong updrafts, causing large amounts of water vapor to quickly rise to high altitudes. Secondly, when this water vapor rises to the middle and upper troposphere, it begins to condense into small ice particles when encountering low-temperature environments. These nascent ice particles repeatedly undergo the freezing melting process under the action of updrafts, slowly grow and shape, and eventually form hailstones with diameters up to the size of golf balls. At the same time, The size and hardness of hailstones are closely related to the temperature distribution and turbulent movement of the atmosphere. If the temperature in the middle and upper troposphere is low, the ice particles can continue to grow without being melted. Conversely, if they encounter warm airflow, the ice particles will melt easily. In addition, strong convective airflow will also drive the ice particles to move up and down repeatedly, causing them to continuously absorb water vapor and grow rapidly. It is worth mentioning that even in the same hail event, ice particles often have different sizes due to the complexity of the atmospheric environment. What cannot be ignored is that the formation of hail is also related to some regional factors. For example, in areas close to mountains or large lakes, due to topographic effects and differences in heat transport, it is easier to form stronger convection activities, thus giving birth to larger particles of hail. What is particularly important is that under the trend of global warming, the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events are increasing, which undoubtedly increases the risk of hail disasters. What's more noteworthy is that even hailstones of the same size can cause very different damage. This largely depends on the area where the hail fell, what was affected, and prevailing weather conditions. For example, in rural areas, hail may seriously damage crops and cause a heavy blow to the local economy, while in urban areas, hail is more likely to smash car windows, damage houses, and even cause casualties. What needs attention is that hail may also cause chain reactions such as power outages and traffic interruptions, causing serious trouble to people's daily lives. It cannot be ignored that hail disasters will not only cause direct property losses, but may also cause serious indirect losses. For example, damaged houses and cars require a lot of repair funds, which will undoubtedly bring a heavy burden to the affected families. At the same time, traffic paralysis caused by the snowstorm may also cause economic activities to be blocked, causing economic losses to businesses and individuals. What should be more important to note is that in some remote areas, due to limited rescue capabilities, hail disasters can easily cause casualties and cause a heavy blow to local social stability. More importantly, research shows that climate change is increasing the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, which undoubtedly increases the risk of hail disasters. What needs special attention is that as the global average temperature continues to rise, the temperature gradient in the upper troposphere will also change, which provides more favorable conditions for the formation of hail. What is easily overlooked is that warm climate will also bring more water vapor, providing sufficient raw materials for the development of strong convection activities. First of all, the most direct secondary disaster of hail disaster is large-scale power outage. When hail damages power lines and substation equipment, large areas can suffer power outages. Secondly, a large number of collapsed telephone poles and wires may also cause fires and cause more damage to the affected areas. At the same time, power outages will also cause water supply interruptions and traffic paralysis, causing serious inconvenience to the daily lives of local residents. It is worth mentioning that power outages caused by hail may also trigger a chain reaction and affect a wider range of areas. For example, if important facilities such as hospitals and nursing homes lose power for a long time, the lives of patients and the elderly will be threatened. Factories and warehousing companies may also be unable to produce normally due to power outages and suffer huge economic losses. What cannot be ignored is that power outages may also lead to communication interruptions, seriously affecting the development of emergency rescue and post-disaster recovery work. What is particularly important is that traffic disruption caused by hail is also a secondary disaster that cannot be ignored. Large amounts of snow and ice will seriously obstruct road traffic and cause serious traffic jams. In addition, obstruction of vision and slippery roads caused by hail will also greatly increase the risk of car accidents. At the same time, damage to transportation hubs such as airports and railways will also cause a large number of passengers to be stranded, causing great inconvenience to their travels. What is more noteworthy is that hail disasters may also cause serious agricultural losses. Large hailstones destroying crops will not only cause widespread crop failure, but may also cause livestock injuries or even death. What needs attention is that these losses will not only severely impact the economic benefits of local farmers, but may also cause regional food supply shortages. It cannot be ignored that hail disasters may also cause large-scale damage to houses and cars. Large hailstones damage tiles, glass and car bodies, which not only brings a heavy economic burden to the affected people, but may also cause casualties. What should be paid more attention to is that a large number of damaged vehicles and houses will hinder the rescue work and aggravate the living difficulties of residents in the disaster area. Thank you for liking, leaving a message, subscribing and turning on the little bell. We will update the latest news from around the world every day. Continue to use a scientific perspective to explore the complex truth behind meteorological events.